value by this tracking. We could, of course, just add this value here, just by simply saying value plus 0, 0, and then this parameter. And this will work, of course, naturally this works, but there's a downside. If you're going to change the preset of your camera, or in other words, the zoom parameter, then the default position of the camera is going to change and you might end up losing control of what's happening, kind of getting lost. And this is exactly what we're trying to avoid. So we are going to force the default camera position to be correct, whatever the case. So in other words, we're going to build an expression that is going to put the default camera position, which means that this parameter is set to 0. So the default camera position will be always exactly the same as if you would just create the camera using the normal, add camera command in After Effects. So to do that, we need to get rid of this expression and make the position of the camera equal to 0 in all axes, and then say value, just in case you want to animate the camera using all the controllers and the position keyframes, because for some strange reason you might want to do that, but I would definitely not recommend it. But anyway, value minus 0, 0, because this is the x and the y coordinates. And now we're going to take the zoom parameter of the camera. So this is actually the default position of the camera. This is exactly how the default position of the camera is calculated once you create the camera. And then we're going to add 0, 0, just like we did a second ago, and this parameter. Simple as that. And now our simple camera rig is ready to be used. We can now lock all other layers just in case and make them shy layers. We don't really need to see them. And now we can start animating. So let's just move away from our text layer, take the pitch up a little bit, maybe like that. And we're going to set a keyframe here, set a keyframe for pitch, and set a keyframe for heading. Now we're going to move forward 5 seconds, make the tracking equal to 0, pitch a little bit earlier to about, something like that. And the heading maybe here, and we want it to be how many rotations? Maybe 2 rotations and a little bit, so something like that. And right now we've built this animation. Very simple to do using a camera rig, almost impossible to do using regular keyframes. So what else can we do with this? As you can see, the point around which we're orbiting our camera is focused in the middle of our scene. What if you would like to have a smooth camera motion, which looks maybe something like that, but happens first here, and then the camera kind of moves away and does the same thing around some other text layer or whatever object you're working with? Well, we can do that, but first, you know what, I'm just gonna turn the visibility controls for those layers because we don't really need them, with the exception of these cam controls. So let's just go ahead and create another cam rig layer and just place it here, for example. And now let's say we want to start orbiting around this one, but then end orbiting around this one. So what we do is we simply animate the position of this cam controls layer. So somewhere around here, we're going to create a keyframe for position, and around here, we're just gonna borrow the position of this layer. So just simply click the position, copy and paste it here to add another keyframe. And that's about it. And we're going to end up orbiting around that layer. We'll stir orbiting around this one, and now the point of interest or the point of origin, the center of our scene, is oriented around the second text layer, as you can see. So very simple tricks to do pretty complex and smooth looking camera motion using a very simple camera rig. I guess that's it for this tutorial, and the inspiration for this tutorial comes from our live sessions that you can find at ustream.tv channel Happy After Effecting with Maltanen, or simply this address. Make sure to register, follow me, and tune in into our weekly episodes on After Effects and on Happy After Effecting, actually. Plus, I'd like to mention that I also broadcast so-called work-along sessions, where I just broadcast how I work on real-world projects. Just because I work on them in a given time, I broadcast that from time to time, and that gives me ideas for new tutorials, because once you're a registered user on Ustream, you can use this chat box and talk with me directly as I'm broadcasting. So make sure to check this out. I hope to see you in the upcoming episodes. Again, thanks for watching. My name is Maltanen. Take care. Happy After Effecting.